Aho. If you don't know what that word means, I got strong Native American blood in my genes. I'm not going to get too far into it, but aho can mean a plethora of different things. But the best translation that I could come up with is like blessings or peace or just something along those lines. It could be used as a greeting. It could be used as like a term of endearment. It could be used as like to agree, something along those lines. So to anybody watching, aho. Now, I just made a video on love, and to talk about love, in my eyes, you have to talk about, the Great Spirit, the Creator, or God. So this video, I wanted to talk about God, because that's what it all boils down to, you know what I'm saying? But what is God? Now, I'm not religious. I've studied religion, and as far as I'm concerned, to me, religion was like a stepping stone into spirituality. Religion to me, and I'm very clear to say to me, is for people who, want structure in their life, but don't know how to give it to themselves. So, to me, spirituality is for people who have connected with their soul and spirit, and who can find peace and structure in it. Now, what is God? Who is God? Now, I've read the Bible 2.5 times, meaning I've read the Old Testament twice, and I've read the Old Testament 3 times and the New Testament twice. And I've read like multiple of the books, a few times in between that. Like my favorite is Ezekiel, Job, Samuel, Kings. I love the Torah, which is Genesis, Exodus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, and Leviticus. Not in that order, but if you ask me and you do your research, the God of the Bible or the Torah or the Quran is aliens. Just read it. Just take the time to have an open mind and read it. Now, without getting too far into it, my belief is, and that's for another video, my belief is that extraterrestrial beings far advanced than us came down here, specifically the Anunnaki, came down here, found us, a primitive man. They came here for whatever reason, I'm not going to go too far into that, and they genetically altered our DNA, mixed it with their DNA to sort of enhance what man already was, and that's how we came to be as Homo sapiens. Because before us, there was, everybody knows about Neanderthals, the caveman, Homo erectus, Homo habilis, Australopithecus, Ardipithecus. There was a bunch of upright bipedal walking beings that used tools. But like I said, without getting too far into it, to me, that's the God in the Bible. But that's religion. Spirituality has taught me that I am God. I am by no means. Oh, look, a feather. I'm on my break at work. It's a goose feather. But I'm by no means saying that I am the supreme, all-knowing, all-being, everywhere, all the time, all at once. I'm not that, because there's hella different other shit here. But what I'm saying when I say that I'm God is I'm part of the collective consciousness. And to me, God is consciousness. Even unconscious, God is everything. He's everywhere, all the time. Oh, almost fell. Every minute of every day. Now, some people really have a hard time grasping that because religion has painted God as something way up there. It's sitting down here sitting up there pulling all the strings. And that's just not, it's not even, it has no proof to it. You can't even try to prove it, so it's not even theoretical. But it has no validity to it. And I think that confusion comes in because of, like I said, how I believe that we were created, that aliens came down here and they were so advanced that we thought they were God. They probably portrayed themselves as gods to us, had us worship them, build structures for them, all that. But God, the Most High, I like to call him, or her, I picture it as a her, but I'll use him for, popularity's sake. Her as everything. Like I said, it's like a big puzzle. You can't, without a piece, it's not complete. And everything inside of it makes up the whole. Like the universe is God. But in a scientific and spiritual sense, God is everything. God is the air that we breathe, the words that we speak, the beings that we are, because all of that makes up the collective consciousness of the universe. The planets, the stars, the galaxies, the black holes, the nebulas, the quasars, all the way down to the quarks, the atoms, the protons, the neutrons, the dark matter, nanites, whatever. It's everything, all the time. And I said that I am God, and we don't realize how special we are sometimes because we're so programmed to think that we're so small, and we've been conditioned a certain way to picture God outside of us. But in all essence, at least on planet Earth, we are the supreme conscious beings. We're able to understand that we are something in this physical reality, and that's not a common trait. There's only a few animals that can do it, and the fact that we can do it alongside our intelligence makes us very special. But a lot of scriptures talk about, the body being the temple of God, and the throne of God is your mind and consciousness. Like religion, when you go to church, the preacher or pastor or priest or whatever has you reaching out to connect with God, and that's by design. because now you're relying, or you're trying to connect with something that's inside of you, outside of you. Even though there is consciousness outside of you, and the universe will definitely listen to you. It'll listen to you, it'll speak to you, it feels you. Like, it's conscious, it's a live being. But the best way to connect with God is to go with it. To take, 5-10 minutes just to, go inside yourself and really like have that conversation with yourself. What do I want? What do I need? How do I go about this situation? Whatever the case may be. And that's very powerful. To be able to, stop trying to, out here and in here. But the universe is so big, and there's so much stuff inside of us, or inside of it and inside of us. So for us to be able to, understand that we're not just a soul, or we're not just the human body. We're not just the flesh. We're not the muscles, the bones, the nervous system. That's not what we are. And one of the best ways that took me outside of my mind is like, when you get hurt, you be like, oh, my body hurts. If you were the body, you wouldn't say my body hurts. Even though that's just how we talk, that takes your mindset to you're controlling the body, and that's what our soul does. I think the body is a reverse reflection of the soul on the inside. I came up with a quote one time that said, something like, consciousness, the mind and the brain is consciousness reflected into the physical reality, just like our body is the soul reflected into physical reality. And when you come to understand that fact, that you're not the body, you're not the brain, you're not the heart, like these are just vessels for our spiritual bodies. When you connect with that God, when you are able to go within and meditate and slow yourself down, just for a minute, just 24 hours in a day, 5-10 minutes a day. When you do that and you still the world around you and you come to silence, you can hear God or the universe, whatever you want to say it. You can hear it talk to you. I say this is probably my favorite quote. The universe or God speaks to you all the time. You just have to be able to understand the language. And we're so distracted every day that, signs and omens come to us all the time. We're just so conditioned and brainwashed not to pay attention to them. We don't know we don't see it. We don't speak the language. Like, for instance, if you're about to go on a road trip and, this happens all the time, we force it. We're so willful and ambitious, and it puts us at a fault to an extent. We're so driven to do something when we set our minds to it. The universe will, if it's not meant to be, or something along that path is going to interfere with you or your frequency, the universe is going to try to stop you. You're going to try to, like, okay, you try to go on a road trip. Okay, as soon as you try to start your car, your battery's dead. Okay, hold on, let me charge my battery. Charge your battery. As soon as you pull off out into the road, you almost get hit by a guy as soon as you pull out your driveway. That's 2 signs right there. He's still trying to talk to you. So you pull out the driveway. Okay, boom. You get to the end of the road and there's construction right around the corner from you. You didn't even know about this. They're having you turn around and go alternate route that goes right back by your house. That's the third sign. There's no telling how many signs are going to happen, but the universe is trying to speak to you. It's trying to tell you to stop, that the end result in whatever path you're trying to take right now is not the desired outcome. And I can guarantee you, anybody who watches this video, which is not a lot of people, I don't care. I really just make this to document my own thoughts. But anybody who watches this video, just think back on a time to where you were trying to do something and it just kept, for example, what I just said just kept happening. Whatever the case may be, you try to do it, something happened. Try to do it, something happened. Try to do it, something happened. And then by the time you got to all the way where you were trying to be, everything is messed up, or what you were trying to do is completely failed. Because it wasn't meant to be. You're not meant to go down that path right now. Stop. Take a second. I have problems with this all the time. I could think of a situation very recently to where like I had some stuff going on and I had a very special person try to come over, to talk about it, and I kept trying to force it and I made it happen, and then as soon as it happened, a whole bunch of bullshit came with it. But the universe, God, is everything. It's the collective consciousness of the universe, but it's also inside you at the same time. It's everything. Like I said in my previous video about love, God is the trees. God is, look at this. It's sort of cold out here, but there's this little pond by my work. Figured I'd come out here and, just tune in with Mother Nature and have this conversation. But God is everything. It's the clouds, that little backhoe or whatever that thing is back there. It's this hill, it's the ice, the water, the algae in the water, the grass, the air you breathe, like the hairs on your skin. It's everything. Just as far as awareness goes, it's us as a soul and spirit. So to me, that's what God is. It's everything, everywhere, all the time, and it's conscious of itself. In myself, it's the soul and spirit. Specifically, the spirit is the spark of life, and the soul is like my emotions and personality. But God is everywhere all the time, and we need to stop. It's good to talk to the universe because it'll definitely talk back, but you will have so much more power if you go within and tune yourself up and power yourself up. I mean, so much more power. And then once you do that, then go outside and speak to the collective consciousness and ask it for guidance, for protection, for whatever the case may be. Just ask it. It'll listen. I promise you it'll listen. Be very precise with what you say, because you will get what you ask for. It might not be how you think about it in your head, but you're going to get exactly what you asked for. It might not be exactly when you wanted it, but it'll be exactly when you needed it. That's called divine timing. But like I said, it's really, we're really special. Like, to be able to understand that we're alive, we're conscious, we can think, we can rationalize. Our intelligence and conscious awareness is like I said, it's like not everything has it. Science is getting to the point now where we're starting to look outside of what consciousness is and what life is itself. But there's animals that are conscious. Dolphins know that they're dolphins. Crows know that they're crows. I can't think of the exact method to test it or what it's called. But when a dog looks at itself in the mirror, it doesn't understand that it's looking at itself. It's the mirror test. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. But it's the mirror test. We can look in the mirror and understand we're looking at ourselves. When certain animals look in the mirror, they think they're looking at another animal because they don't know that they can't differentiate themselves from what's outside of them. And in a sense, that's very special, because then you keep that connectedness, that oneness, that wholeness with everything. But when you step out into conscious awareness and being able to understand that, okay, I am me, and even though I'm very careful with my words, even though I'm different than everything around me, it's all one, and it's all connected, and it's all the same. So whenever you find yourself in need of whatever, and you pray, or you meditate, or you speak things into existence, whenever you get to doing something like that, it's not bad to talk out loud, or but I suggest doing both. Take the time to go within yourself and really get deep down into asking yourself the questions that you want another life size. Wash this off and give it to something very special. But go inside yourself and power yourself up and have a conversation with yourself first, to really get to the deep roots of why it is you're needing or wanting what you're wanting. Get clarification amongst yourself, because a lot of times we just think, react, go. Once you do that, then pray, within or without. I like to put it without, so that way the universe can hear it and feel it. But I guarantee you, the combination of the both, instead of just using one or the other, will empower you so much. Like, it's like let me use the Friday quote. It's like having peanut butter with no jelly, cereal with no milk, ham, no burger. So when you combine the two, that you get the whole. And that's what God is. It's the combination of yourself, your own conscious awareness, and everything around you, even this feather. That's what God is. God is you, God is me, God is everything. So just, last thing I want to touch on is have a relationship with God, the universe. And I would suggest not praying to ask for things. Talk to him. You got something going on, I don't know, whatever, relationship problems. Walk outside and, hey, look, man, I know you hear me. I know you hear me. I got some stuff going on, this, and that, and I need some help right now. And I'm not, the strongest person or whatever, but I need some strength right now. I'm not the most courageous person, but I need some courage right now. I'm not the most loving person, but I need some love right now, man. For real. Can you do that for me? I appreciate you. And I promise you that will empower you, and you will get what you ask for. Like I said, it might not be exactly when you want it, but it'll be exactly when you need it. And that's divine timing. So understand what consciousness and God is, and build up a relationship. Because when you do, and you start to talk to it and it talks back, and you ask it for things and you get it, and that bond starts to strengthen, it empowers you so much. And that's what the people who rule this world do not want you to know. They do not want you empowered. They do not want you to understand the truth behind everything. Because as soon as you understand the truth, it'll set you free. So that's my spiel on God, consciousness, Tap in with yourselves, man. Tap in with the Most High. It's really a special thing. I hope.